पूर्वांचल आईएएस भारत में सिविल सेवा में सर्वाधिक सिलेक्शन दिलाने वाले डॉक्टर रवि अग्रहरि एंड टीम अब गोरखपुर में भी। पूर्वांचल आईएएस, पेडलेगंज, इंदिरानगर, गोरखपुर।
Hello everyone, myself Dr. Ravi Agrahari and you guys are listening me on Purvanchal AIS online platform. As you know guys, this is a sustainable education platform and we are providing you online on face-to-face both classes. If you are interested for my module Science and Tech Environment, our entire course for UPSC, State PCS, UPPSC, MPPSC, for prelims, mains, entire courses guys at very nominal fees, 10 to 15,000 entire courses are available. You can join us. And if you people are interested for face-to-face classes, so you are most welcome. If you are in nearby area, Gorakhpur, so it's at very nominal fees we are providing you face-to-face classes. It's 1/3 fees of Delhi-based name and fame institution. We are it's our fees, and Delhi-based teachers are coming in Gorakhpur, UP, and they are scheduling your all entire classes. So now you have to no need to go metropolitan cities. There is so much expenditure and all. Rest it is up to you guys. So if you are interested, so you can contact on the given number regarding any kind of help, even material, content, test paper, everything, all facilities are there. Those you can find in everywhere guys. Okay, so this is a lecture number 19 of Science and Technology series, and our topic of discussion will be here biomass gasification and pyrolysis. Okay, so let us start guys this lecture number 19 for Science and Technology. So topic is biomass gasification and pyrolysis. Even both two questions came in your paper guys. Biomass gasification, it was in 2012. I think it was in 2012 prelims, and pyrolysis was UPSC prelims 2019. So both two question was UPSC question, biomass gasification and pyrolysis. Actually guys, that those question in 2019 prelims as a pyrolysis came in your paper, it was a repeated question, and that repeated question came from biomass gasification. But still many people have done this mistake. They could not solve previous year's question paper. Now the direct UPSC 2012 prelims you found in 2019. This is your side, that mistake you have done guys. And many of the people even join these classes, those have only one attempt left. Five attempts even already have given it. And they told me this reason, that finally they could not identify how UPSC made the questions from last 5 years. Even 1-2 year times they have given mains also, but still next year fail in the prelims. Okay, so if you people have believe on me, so let us see guys, I'm trying my best, and definitely next year you will achieve your goal. So biomass gasification, and in this biomass gasification, pyrolysis is a process that we use there. So first you come, what is the biomass gasification procedure? See guys, this topic I will consider under biomass energy. This topic I will consider under biomass energy. Plenty of biomass in India guys. Even when I told you India have a good potential for renewable energy, at that time I told you India is good among biodiversity nation. It means India have richest biodiversity. So if India have a richest biodiversity, so India have a good biomass. Even I will give you some example of biomass. Okay, just like that you people have seen in your surroundings. Rice husk. Everybody know rice husk? Coir, coconut outer material guys, biomass material. In South India, lot of the coir even left there guys. Coir, coconut coir. Bagasse, sugarcane waste material guys, sugarcane residues. Okay, after separation of juices, sugarcane juices, the residual material, bagasse. Like it guys, many of other guys similarly. Many type of biomasses left in India guys. And see guys, one thing, in South India people directly burn coir, but if you burn directly this coir, rice husk, yeah, bagasse, to destroy these biomasses guys, and you people do open burning, so it will create massive smoke and pollution that will be hazardous for the environment and human health. So open burning of rice husk, coir and bagasse is not safe for environment and human health. So what about procedure we will take? This is those I mentioned there, guys. Biomass gasification. Okay, even you just see, guys, in rural areas, what women's are doing. Still, Ujjwala scheme is there, guys. That government is going to provide LPG. I don't know, second time, third time LPG cylinder reached to their own doorstep or not. But yes, first time LPG cylinder reached to every places, guys. In the rural areas, what women's are doing? Women burn woods. They go and collect wood from the nearby regions, yeah, forest regions, and they burn in their own stove, guys. Okay, that clay made chulha, they burn it. And this type of burning of wood is called open burning. It creates massive smoke, and that smoke will come into this female body. And even the growing kids, those are next near to this lady, guys, they even also coming under the exposure of this type of smoke. Those create massive environmental and health problem. Even WHO also have given some data, guys. Many of the female are suffering asthma, okay, some respiratory problems, even growing kids, because of this type of smoke that generated in this type of regions, even India type of countries. Yeah, developing countries mostly, guys. But that is open burning. Those procedure I am telling you here right now. Here rice husk, square, bagasse, wood chips. If any furniture industry you go, guys, lot of wood chips, wood made materials left there, guys. These all you never burn openly, guys. It create environmental problem and health issues. So procedure, sustainable procedure you adopt. And sustainable procedure is what? Biomass gasification procedure. So biomass gasification is the process of burning of biomass in a sustainable manner. And here have a no environmental pollution, have no health issues. So how this entire biomass gasification system work, you see here, guys, and I will explain you. Okay, biomass gasification process. Even this entire discussion I will go through picture. And this picture will give you all concept very easily, and you will never confuse, guys. Even you can discuss to anyone this whole entire biomass gasification procedure. So let us start, guys, how this biomass gasification process happen. Okay, even in 2011, I think it was 11, maybe 10 plus minus 1 year. Okay, MNRE has given one funding in South India, especially for the utilization of coconut coir. Because in that reason, many people burn directly the coir, guys. And this coir create massive environmental problem in that period of time. So MNRE funding means Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has given a funding. And on that basis, biomass gasification plant set up where coir as a biomass material used as a source of energy. Okay, how coir used, how wood chip used, how rice husk used, how bagasse used. See this mechanism of biomass gasification. And many of output you will get it, guys, that is good, but that I want to keep it secret. So whenever the process happen, you will get slowly and gradually many things that will be utilized in different purposes. So see, guys, biomass gasification procedure. See, this is the container. This is the container. This is the container. And in this container, I just put some amount of biomass. In this container, I just put some amount of biomass. So here I just mentioned this is biomass. So this is the input source of biomass. Suppose biomass is hard. Suppose biomass is larger in size. So here I will use one machine that is called grinding machine. Here I use grinding machine. Here I use a grinder. Grinder means a kind of grinding machine that will grind this large material into small pieces. So those biomasses I will use here, it is small in pieces. And this biomass, we are going to provide what? Heat. So from outside, we are going to provide this container very high temperature, around 400 to 500 degrees Celsius temperature, around 400 to 500 degrees Celsius temperature, and it is called closed burning. So ultimately in biomass gasification procedure, what we adopt? Closed burning of biomass. This is closed burning of biomass. And here what is this? This is LPG, guys. In the beginning, 400, 500 degrees Celsius temperature if you want to provide, so you use LPG. Liquefied petroleum gas, LPG gas supply you provide. And see, this is called pyrolysis process. Burning at very high temperature is called pyrolysis. And 400, 500, 600, 700, this type of temperature is called pyrolysis. Pyro means very high temperature and lysis means breakdown. So those biomass burning or breakdown is going to be happen inside the container. This procedure is going to be happen at very high temperature, pyrolysis process. So now this biomass is going to burn through pyrolysis, and pyrolysis was 2019. Under pyrolysis, what happened at the end of this of biomass gasification procedure, that will be the result. It will be the result of pyrolysis. But one thing you people very clear, those input we people use, that input is here what? Biomass. So under this process we are going to utilize biomass. This one everybody clear. Under pyrolysis process, those process involved in biomass gasification, okay, biomass is going to use in this container. And here this biomass is burning under closed chamber. So closed chamber, I hope you clear. Open burning, I hope you understood. You take wood and directly fire, smoke. But here everything is burning inside the container, guys. What happened when this biomass burned? When this biomass burn, some ash formation happen. And this ash as a waste, you will remove outside. And the next biomass will enter inside. So this procedure will continue. And during this procedure, those are going to be happen inside the container, guys. Some gases liberate here. Some gases liberate here. And these gases will go to the next container. This gas will go to the next container. This is what? This is called raw gas. This is what? Raw gas. And this gas, here the temperature is very high, guys. Those suspended materials, yeah, those biomass will burn here. That will go here in this raw gases. Okay, some of them are larger size that you can see on a screen, guys. And some of them are very small size particles that will be under raw gases. So some small size of particles and some big size of particle, both are here inside the raw gases. And this is the next chamber where this particle will go. This is a second chamber, guys. Second chamber have one procedure. Second chamber have one procedure that we adopt. Second chamber have some procedure that we adopt. And this procedure is called ultracentrifugation. This procedure is called ultracentrifugation. It is something like exhaust fan. Okay, it is something like exhaust fan. Exhaust fan you use in your house, guys, especially to remove the heat outside from your chamber, from your room, guys. So similarly, that type of fan based, okay, system is installed there. And here it is going to rotate at good speed, RPM. Okay, and here what happened? The large size of particle, which is heavier, guys, good density, it will settle down. It will settle down. The heavier particle will settle down. Those are under the raw gases. And it will come and accumulate in this chamber. It will come and accumulate in this chamber. This is what? This is called as biochar. This is biochar. And biochar is what? It is the solid material. It is solid material. So this biochar will separate, will settle down. And see next thing, guys. And a small size of particle will go to the next chamber. Small size of particle will go to the next chamber. Small size of particle will go to the next chamber. And what will be here in the next chamber, guys? In the next chamber. Further, I will tell you, guys, what you will say about this gas. This gas is the same name, raw gas used there in the biomass gasification procedure. Composition of this raw gas and composition of this raw gas different, but both two places officially this is called raw gas. So you will also use the term raw gas. But I will tell you one thing, guys, still here temperature is very high. Here when the biomass burn, here temperature is very high, And see, next container, still this gases is reaching here, temperature is very high. And next to next container, still temperature is very high, because next to next and next to next container. Okay, and here what will come? See guys, this is the next container. This is the next container. This is the next container. In this container, you spray water. You spray water. This is water. This is a spray of water. When the water will spray on this container, those gases are coming in the second container, guys. Third container. First is this, second is this, third is this container. These gases will cool down due to presence of water. And you know guys, when gas will cool down, they will become as liquid. When the gas will cool down, they will become liquid. One thing guys, this procedure where you people what? Give a shower of water. This is called quenching procedure. This is called what? Quenching process. This is called quenching process. And now what happened guys? This is the water. This is the water. And one thing more that generated here. You know what is this? Even guys, those gases will cool down due to presence of water. It will become as a liquid. And this is here, I just show it in the green color. And this liquid is here is called as a bio oil. This liquid is called as a bio oil. So I'm telling you, when you people throw water, gases will cool down and become as a liquid. Water and liquid both will separate. Water and liquid both will separate. Okay, everybody, do one thing. What you will do? You remove this water and now collect. You collect what? This liquid material. And that liquid material is called bio oil. And this bio oil is what? It is in liquid form. This bio oil is what? It is in liquid form. This bio oil is in liquid form. Okay, this is in liquid form. Okay, and now water remove and just you correct it, bio oil. Bio oil is also called as a kind of charcoal. Not today, but earlier people use bio oil as charcoal for road constructions. Okay, this time bio oil still can be used as a source of energy, but it creates massive environmental pollutions. So whenever you are going for road constructions, as you people used earlier asphalt, okay, this bio oil you can put there inside. And it will be sealed in the road construction, during road constructions. Okay, but yes, biochar have some uses that in the last I will discuss guys. And the use of biochar, it is important for your coming year paper. You just wait, I will explain. So still guys, you see what happened. So some gases even cool down, become as oil, bio. And see one thing guys. Now some more gases here liberate in the end of it. You check which gases are there. Then scientists said in this gas have methane. Scientists said in this gas have a carbon monoxide and hydrogen. And scientists said in this gas have some other. Carbon monoxide and hydrogen combinedly called as syngas. Carbon monoxide and hydrogen combinedly called as a syngas in chemistry. Yeah, in fuel engineering. But this syngas is not important for you. This methane have lot of uses. What about the uses guys? Those methane generate here. How it generates? After burning of biomasses under this closed chamber. Under biomass gasification procedure, where pyrolysis we have adopted, what came in the last? Methane gas formation happened through this all entire procedure. And this methane, those gas generate there guys. Massive methane you separate. Massive methane you separate and you burn it. You do burning of methane under combustion engine. You do burning of this methane under combustion engine. And you know guys what happened? When in combustion engine, this methane burn, it generates heats. It generates heats. And next you people know very well. In previous video I told you how coal is utilized for electricity generation. Simple. When coal burn, what generate? Heat generate. Here what about the source of heat? Here the source of heat is methane. But the difference is here, when methane burn and heat formation happen, smoke nearby no, yeah, very low. But when coal burn, CO2, SO2, noxious type of pollution comes. 2011 prelims. From thermal power plant, which type of polluting gases emit in the atmosphere? CO2, SO2 and noxious, all correct. But here because of burning of methane, okay, that heat utilized, heat generate, it will be utilized for Steam generation, and steam will be utilized for movement of turbine, and turbine is what? Mechanical energy, and through dynamo we can convert it to electrical energy. Previous video I told you guys. Solar thermal, how solar thermal and thermal power plant connected together. So that is the reason through solar power heater, solar water heater, we can also utilize for electricity generation. UPSC prelims 2014. Okay, here you come guys. A lot of methane will come here for electricity generation. This heat will utilize for electricity generation. This will be utilized for electricity generation. But few amount of heat you will carry here. But few amount of heat you separate. And you just use it to heat up this container from outside. And stop use of LPG. Now few amount of methane you will utilize for burning of this container from outside. You put biomass, this methane burn it. And extra methane that generate, you will utilize it for electricity generation. And this is the plant those set up in South India. And later on, and ultimately what you got here guys, pyrolysis is the procedure under biomass gasification process. We are utilizing waste for what? Power generation. And this was the UPSC question 2019. What is the pyrolysis? Plasma gasification process. This type of statement was there. Simple. What is this? Utilization of waste for electricity generation or power generation. UPSC prelims 2019. I proved guys. You see entire guys. You see entire discussion how this biomass gasification system is working. Okay, now again in 2 minutes I will revise everything. What is biomass gasification? It is a process where we will burn biomass like coconut coir, like bagasse, like rice husk, okay, any kind of biomasses in sustainable manner. Okay, we put it in a container and biomass will burn in a closed chamber. And burning within a closed chamber at very high temperature. Through which procedure? Pyrolysis process. Through pyrolysis process, biomass will burn within a container. Okay, everybody. And now what will come? Biomass burn there. Okay, and here raw gases generates. This raw gases have a large particle and a small size of particle. Both are possible. Large type of particles are heavier. Because of centrifugation process, it will settle down and you will separate it in a container as a biochar. Okay, and the small size of particle further go to the next chamber, and next chamber have a quenching procedure. Here which process? Ultracentrifugation process. Here which process? Quenching process. This entire picture even I have also given you in my 4th edition book, 3rd edition, 2nd edition, 1st edition, everywhere guys. Okay, 2nd edition book it is given there guys. Okay, fine. Quenching means throw this water. When water you will throw here guys, gas will cool down and gas become as a liquid, and this liquid is called as a bio-oil. And throwing of water, this procedure is called quenching. Water and oil never mixed up, both will separate together. The reason oil density is lesser than water, so that's why oil is upside, water is lower side. So both will never mixed up. You open a tap, separate water and collect bio-oil within a container. Bio-oil still can be used as a fuel. But the problem with the bio-oil is similar to charcoal. It creates massive environmental pollution. Okay, everybody, fine. And see one thing guys, later on further some gases generates. If you check these gases, what are there? Methane are there, carbon monoxide there, hydrogen there. Carbon monoxide and hydrogen combinedly called as a syngas. Okay, syngas have no uses here. In chemistry or fuel engineering, it is still required, but not for your examination. But one objective you clear, carbon monoxide and hydrogen combinedly called as a syngas. Combinedly called as a syngas. What will come? Some methane you will further utilize for burning of this container from outside. Okay, and finally those LPG extra energy source you are using, you stop, and finally the whole system becomes sustainable. Extra energy you are not utilizing. Okay, those methane generate, few amount of methane will be utilized for burning of this container, but extra methane, those will liberate, guys. It will burn in the combustion engine and through heat generate, and heat utilized for steam utilized for movement of turbine means mechanical energy utilized through dynamo or generator into electrical energy, previous video, and finally electricity generation become possible. This is the entire procedure. You see again this board, guys. So the ones I have described everything, and second I revised everything. Now I don't think so you guys have any problem in this understanding of biomass gasification and pyrolysis. Okay guys, now we come into next topic, and next topic is coming from this entire discussion. Okay, this picture is given in my book, guys. Okay, so no need to write, you just try to understand each and every step. Those steps even perform during biomass gasification procedure. And South India, this MNRE is funding, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, those funding has given us for the utilization of coir. This is the entire system. And finally at a small level, okay, people even utilize this plant where coir is utilizing for electricity generation. And few villages are getting benefit because of this coir based power generation plants. And ultimately what happened? Biomass utilized for power generation. Biomass utilized for electricity or power generation. Okay, fine. Next heading. In this discussion, guys, biochar left. So now you come into discussion of biochar. But one more option of biochar is fly ash. So your heading will be fly ash and biochar, not only biochar. Fly ash and biochar. Fly ash and biochar. Fly ash is also very important topic for environment. So fly ash and biochar. What are the fly ash and biochar? Listen guys. Fly ash is a residual material. It is a residual material. Fly ash is a residual material left after burning of coal. Fly ash is a residual material left after burning of coal. Lot of lightweight material left after burning of coal from thermal power plant, and it has a lot of demand. I know that material is called as the fly ash. Fly ash was still UPSC question 2015. At least 3 to 4 questions you people solve in this video only. Biochar is the important one for the coming year, guys. This time in India have a lot of work on biochar. Okay, this is the fly ash. Similarly, what is the biochar? Residual material left after burning of biomass. Under biomass gasification, you already have seen. All the statements are same those you mentioned here in the case of fly ash. Only the last in place of coal you use biomass. So residual material left after burning of biomass, biochar. You have seen it, guys. Just 5 minutes back. In that entire biomass gasification procedure, a solid material that left was biomass. Okay, so this is the basic difference. Fly ash and biochar. See one thing, guys. Actually, this fly ash have lot of positive and negative. Few discussion you listen here. Another topic of fly ash regarding discussion I will do in environment, because both dimensions are there. What about positive of fly ash and what about negative of fly ash? Actually, guys, in brick industry and even in cement industry, in these two industry, so brick industry and cement industry, this fly ash is in high demand. In brick industry and cement industry, fly ash is in high demand. What type of high demand this fly ash have? Listen, guys. Actually, if you will do the mixing of fly ash in brick and cement, your brick and cement will become as a fire resistance. So if you want to develop a fire resistance wall, so this type of brick and cement will be useful where have a mixing of fly ash. Even company advertise, my cement is a fire resistance. Okay, and due to help of this cement, your wall will be fire resistance wall. Even Ravan never knew. Neither Ravan do the mixing of fly ash in their own Goldi Ki Lanka. Okay, yes, this is the one, fire resistance wall. Fire resistance. If you want to make fire resistant, so fire resistant is possible. Even guys, the best cement in the market is the Portland cement. Portland cement. Even when UPSC asked this question, one option of Portland cement was still written in your option. After listening this entire video, guys, when you will solve UPSC question, you will realize that you are ready to solve 90% plus question of your paper. After listening my entire discussion. Okay, those videos I am making here on this Purvanchal IAS online platform. So Portland cement. Okay, Portland cement. It will replace the demand of Portland cement. This type of activity of the fly ash in cement. Okay, these are the positive of fly ash. What about negative? And fly ash is very costly, guys. What about negative of fly ash? Negative of fly ash is here, guys, that it is a kind of black carbon. This is the kind of black carbon. And black carbon is what? It is a kind of environmental problem. Black carbon is a type of environmental problem. Okay, black carbon is a type of environmental problem. Okay, it is responsible for greenhouse effect. Even it is a kind of particulate matter that if go inside your body, it will be dangerous for your health. So black carbon is problem for the environment and health both. And that discussion I will do in environment. I told you that black carbon will come in environment. During environment discussion, guys, I will use many terms: black carbon, blue carbon, green carbon. So many terms I will explain there, but in environment videos. Here you just remember, okay, black carbon, fly ash is as a black carbon is dangerous for environment and human health. Now we come into next topic, that is biochar. What is biochar? Everybody clear? It is what? Residual material left after burning of biomass as a solid material. You see, guys, one thing. When scientists have checked the biochar, they got it is the richest source of phosphorus compound. It is the richest source of phosphorus compound. It is the richest source of phosphorus compound. Do you know, guys, NPK? NPK. What are NPK? N represent here nitrogen. P represent here phosphorus and K represent here potassium. A proper proportion of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium we are utilizing. A proper proportion of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium we are utilizing for different crops productivity. Some plants have a need of more nitrogen, pulses crop. Some plants have a need of phosphorus, mycorrhiza type. Some plants have a need of more potassium. And the various combination of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium are even used as a quality fertilizer for different plants. And phosphorus is one of them. It means phosphorus is a good fertilizer. And biochar is what? Biochar is richest source of phosphorus. It means we can use it phosphorus as a fertilizer, means biochar as a fertilizer. So biochar, one side it is good to increase the productivity of crop. Even one thing, guys, that I will tell you. If anywhere this type of question come, Indian soil is poor with nitrogen compound, phosphorus compound, potassium compound. So you always stick phosphorus compound. Indian soil is poor with phosphorus compound. And what about through biochar? Good source of phosphorus. So it means it is helpful for the productivity of crop in India, where have a requirement of more phosphorus as a fertilizer. One side biochar is good. Second side, guys. Suppose this is the plant. Suppose this is the plant. Okay, this is the plant and this is the plant root. This is the plant root. What is this? This is water table. Suppose this is water table. Suppose this is water table. Okay, suppose this is water table. Okay, everybody, fine. For the growth of this plant, farmer apply water as a irrigation. Farmer apply water as a irrigation. Even farmer still apply many chemicals in this field for the protection of this crop against insect, against unwanted plants. Those are called as a chemical pesticide, chemical weedicides, chemical fertilizers. So this type of activity farmers do for the safety of the plant, for the massive growth of the plant, means productivity. You know guys, if farmer apply water as irrigation, so what happened guys? For certain period of time, water is here, and then it will go leach down, and then enter to the water table. This is the reason. Farmer apply water as a irrigation for twice or thrice, yeah, more than that. Because if water available towards the upper layer of the soil, plant root utilize it. If the water will go downside, now it will be not fruitful, yeah, important for the growth of plants. So what will be next? Next, again water, twice, thrice. And one thing more guys, if farmer apply any kind of chemicals, chemical fertilizer, chemical weedicides, so when water will leach down, so chemical will also be leached down and enter into this water table. So with time, what happened? This water table is going to happen what? Toxic and toxic and toxic. And this type of water table, how it is going to become as a more toxic? Because of massive use of chemicals in the field guys. See, Dadri is nearby Delhi guys. Okay, Dadri will be in UP. Okay, actually in the Dadri guys, few village peoples are suffering with a lot of cancer problem. Reason, in nearby Dadri region have some industry, and from that industry have a lot of effluents, waste of the industry, and in that waste have a arsenic. That arsenic effluent that we release outside from the industry, it is going to leach down and enter into the water table. And this water table is richest source of arsenic right now. The reason is industry that is in the nearby areas, and in that areas of people, those are very close to that industry guys, around 4 or 5 village regions. Okay, they are taking this water table based water as a drinking water, and they are consuming a lot of arsenic. 50% plus people are suffering this time cancer problem. You see how much if water table will toxic, this type of problem is possible. Even government advice, don't consume your water table based water. That's why the people are taking water from other sources. They are living here, but water they are utilizing from other places as a drinking water. So similarly, I'm telling you, if more leach down happen, so water table will be more toxic and it will be dangerous guys. It will be more dangerous. So what will be next? Next option I will tell you. You do one thing guys, biochar. You do mixing of biochar in soil. When you people do mixing of biochar in soil, you know what will come there guys? Now water holding capacity in this region increases. And now water will not go downward side. Leaching process will slow. So one time of irrigation will enough for plant uses. One type of chemical uses, it will be enough for plant utility guys. Twice and thrice irrigation, yeah, chemical fertilizers, yeah, chemical pesticides are not required, and water table is safe. So this is the another benefit that you can see here guys through the help of biochar. And in that way guys, biochar is very useful in agriculture. Okay, so this was the entire discussion of biochar, and biochar is a new question for your paper guys, and India have a lot of experiment, even research behind the biochar. So I think so in coming year biochar will be a good option, even good question in your paper. I'm very sure now you will not do anything wrong here. So thank you everybody. I'll stop here and I will meet you in the next video with fuel cell and microbial fuel cell. So thank you everybody. Take care of yourself. Meet you in the next video with new topic. Have a good day. Bye.